Hi, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at a BBC Master that's been hanging around in the garage for a little while and really needs some love. This will be a longer video than normal. It's the first time I've looked at it, really powered it up and done anything with it, to be honest. So a voyage of discovery, I guess. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few ups and downs. Right, let's get on with it. Cheers. BBC Master Voyage of Discovery. This bad boy turned up, and it's about time I took a look. It's been in storage for quite a long time. Never really been reviewed, to be honest. Looks to be in, well, I was going to say reasonable condition. It looks to be in a condition. Yeah, there was a kind of a slightly worrying noise as it got moved around. Screws seem to be intact, but oh yeah, there's a few bits floating around in there. Okay, yeah, there's a crack bit there. Let me get a tin. For the screws, and we'll take it to pieces. I wonder how many BBCs. Wow, these are long screws. It's certainly built different to the BBC B. It seems to be significantly larger. I remember when I was a kid, a neighbour, my mum's house, offered me a BBC, and it was the full kit, the monitor, the disk drives, everything. It was 75 quid they wanted for it. At the time that seemed like loads of money. Now that is ridiculously cheap. This was going back a long time, but even so, yeah, it was absolutely perfect. So good. And I wish I'd got it. I wish I'd stumped up the cash and bought it, because yeah, it was an amazing bit of kit. So perfect. This is less so. By the look of it, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a bit dusty, bit some stuff caked to it. I know the power supplies are different on the Master. I'm not sure whether the rating is different. I'll have to see. I think that's it. Just screws. Yep, I think that's it. So if we, there's nothing there. Turn it back over again. Okay, and flick the top open. Yeah, there's nothing attached there, that's good. Interesting. Okay, well that looks in reasonable nick, a little bit dirty perhaps. Ah, there was some things that are broken, some of the catches on the side a bit broken. Yeah, and there's some build-up of stuff in there, I'm not sure what that is. Looks like sand. How weird. Right, there's quite a large, that's what was clunking around. There's an old battery pack there, some Varta batteries, that has one of the sticky pads that is no longer sticky. Yeah, they never actually come up with a decent solution for that. It's really quite rubbish and disappointing, really. It's not the best design. I wonder if this has any juice left. Almost certainly not. See. Okay. Nope, that's not even attached, that one. Okay, let's put that down there. I should be able to put one in there. Ooh. Yeah, that's not great. Look at that there. That's all green inside, so there's some corrosion happening there. Not even sure I'm going to be able to make a contact. 0.06 volts. That might not be enough, but that's fine. You don't need it for operation, but that keeps state and guess there's a real-time clock. I never really stopped to think about it. I guess there's a real-time clock. Yeah, cool. Well, other than that, it looks in reasonable nick. So I had a couple of sort of BBC Bs, my main one, and still will be my main one. This is interesting. Nice sounding keyboard, actually. Isn't the key missing, is it? No, I don't think so. That's just it is there. Why is that? Why is there a thing there? Like a hole. How weird. There's like a hole there. I don't know what that's for. Never noticed that before. Anyway, like I say, this has been in storage for a long time and never had a chance to really look at it. So I wanted to restore my BBC B. The power supply looks in great nick. That's really good. RF shield, that's rusty. That's quite common. I assume this composite output is the mono one. I'm quite sure why they did that. Well, I suppose it's for video clarity, I suppose. Not really sure. The keyboard, I think it just pops up like that. There we go. So you can see the rest of it there. There's the speaker. This bit comes off. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it just comes off. Is there a version? I'm not sure where you see that. On the BBC B, you have a very large decal which tells you the version. I wonder where it is on master. I guess there is one. But I don't know where it is. How weird. Okay. One thing that this does have, of course, which my one doesn't, is the Echonet. So most BBC Bs didn't have all of the circuitry for the Echonet. They didn't even have the connector. So that's quite normal. So the BBC B didn't have it, or the A didn't have it. In general, you have it as an upgrade, and there's quite a few chips you'd have to add. The Master, I think the Master always had it. So this was like the Rolls-Royce version of it. In terms of ROMs, I can only see one ROM there, but I think they replaced some of the stuff and added extra ROMs. So yeah, and of course this bit here, these are ROM cartridges. One of the really nice things is you can get an SD ROM cartridge that goes in there, so you haven't got to faff about underneath with the drive connectors and stuff. So that's really quite a cool idea. The other thing that's immediately obvious is there are fewer connectors for the board for power on the BBC B. They go all the way over to the other side, but these are much larger connectors. They're bigger spade connectors, and there are quite a few upgrade options. So there's a couple of headers there, another ribbon cable connector there, another one over there. There's actually quite a few, along with something there. I'm not sure what that is. Something modem. Is that modem? Mode. Can't bloody see. What is that for? There's a sticker in that on the way, but something. Where's my glasses? It says PL10 modem. It is modem. So that's modem power. Really? Is that power? Didn't know that. That's quite cool. Yeah. So in terms of version, there was a code there, LSC 86404017. There's also another one here. I think that's probably what it is. 0243. Maybe that's the number. I just don't know. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do some more investigation on that. I like the fact that there's a separate. Hang on, let me just get this in before I start. You jabbering away. I like the fact there's a separate keypad. And actually, the keyboard sounds really positive. One of the things about my BBC B, it's very nice, very clean. One of the cleanest I've ever seen. But the keyboard is a bit crap. For some reason, the keys, I think it got cleaned at some point, and as a result, I'm not sure it was up to much. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is take a picture of the board and stick it on my blog, and then start doing some analysis of that. What I do need to do is quickly take this power supply to pieces to make sure that there's no reefer caps going to blow. I don't think it does in this version, but I need to be sure. Belt and braces. So I think there's just a screw there, screw there, and that comes off. I'm not sure whether the other side is visible, whether the circuit board just drops out. It kind of does on the BBC B, but I'm not as familiar with the Master. Never actually owned one, so this is new territory. So yeah, I'll do some. Oh, another header there. What's that one say? That says SKB. Wow, there's loads going on. There's loads of stuff. There's another thing there that's unpopulated. Is this for this? I think there's. I'm not sure whether this is true. This might be complete rubbish, but I have a feeling that's a bit wobbly. Is that there's maybe a memory module that can sit across there? I'm not quite sure. Or maybe it goes to the bus. The Omega bus for a CoPro. Not sure. Anyway, there's more to investigate. Let me look at the power supply and see what it looks like. That's the rest of the power supply out. Let's take a look. This will be a quick visual inspection. The thing is, I'm not sure whether this has been serviced or not. I'm probably going to plug it in anyway, but I don't think this has been serviced, so I'll probably have to service it regardless. I haven't got a spare capacitor pack for this anyway. Making a bit of a mess of this. That's better. So you've got to crimp those two things in, and I think it gives you a bit of more play. And he says, not a bit, not much. Damn. Stuff it in now. On there, maybe. Yeah, okay, maybe the mains cable. That's better. Okay, so that's pretty good. Bit of fluff coming out there. Move this cable out of the way. That looks alright. That's clean as a whistle. Nice. Nothing obviously blown, there's no burn marks on it. That looks really nice. Wow. So these are the suppression caps. Get this in focus there. These are the suppression caps. So it's a newer type, it's not the old paper wafer ones. And they look spot on. Everything looks really clean. That's amazing. Well, fair play. I'm not. You know what? I don't think I'm going to dick around with this too much. Yeah, that looks all right. Wow, it's much better than the my BBC one, which was in a right state, as in my BBC B. That was in a right state. So I've got to wiggle this thing. Tell you what, first thing I've got to do is try and get the connectors back on. The mains connectors. It's a little fiddly, I've got to say. They don't make it all that easy to work on. What is stopping that opening? Something going on there. I have to push that in there. There we go. And then it's a case of putting these back on. Can't really get in there with your fingers. You have to, unless you want to bend the case. I don't really want to do that. Okay, that's better. Right. Put that back in. So is this a dire warning? It says here, do not replace batteries, replace complete unit when exhausted with an Acorn approved part. Interesting. So this is an official Acorn thing, which is just basically a bunch of rather crappy looking Varta batteries sealed into some kind of, I mean, it's neat, to be fair, but come on, Acorn, that's a bit of a bodge, isn't it? I mean, this sticky pad and that, it's not great. Anyway, this is completely knackered. There's corrosion on there, so I'm going to have to split this, out of curiosity, split this open just to see how it's constructed. So, let me get my things on. I'll move the camera up a little bit. See? Okay, I don't stab things. Just a bit of shrink wrap. This. Okay. That bit gone. And there's an inner one there. Ah, okay, so it's just glued. Yeah, there's some hot melt glue. Maybe, oh, can I save the label? Not really. Okay, so there we go. So that's spot welded to the end there. Okay. Yeah, it's just ordinary alkaline batteries. So if I'm not going to be able to reuse the packaging here, but maybe I could reuse the contacts. It's possible. Oh, I wonder, is that actually welded on? No. Yes, it is. Spot welded on, and there's like a one of those paper spacers, and it's rusty. So I'm not going to be reusing that. I'm going to cut that off. And then similar one for this. Take that one off there, drop this out of the way. Oof. It was actually welded together in the middle there as well. Oh dear, this is dropping crap everywhere, all over the flipping computer. That wasn't very smart, Rich. Okay. Yuck. Okay, so that's the rest of those. Look at the back, look at the bottom of that, that's awful. I think they may have had it, those Vartas. Don't know how old they are, but very old. Made in Germany, but knackered. That's going to go into a dead battery beer can. Right. All this stuff goes. I wonder what all that's got to go. I wonder if any of this can be reused. It's a bit worrying if there's rusty bits on it. So chances are I'm just going to have to clean the end of that connector and figure out, yeah, heat shrink and stuff. They've done a reasonable job, I guess, considering how old that is. That's really old. So I need to find a suitable battery connector. I've got some actually which might work. I've got some which are, I think they are 4-cell ones, but I can figure that out. I mean, if I've got a 4.5, I haven't got 4.5. I wonder if this thing would work. 3.7 volts. It might work. That's probably still got some charge left on it. Well, anyway, I think maybe we should go original. I'm going to dig out those battery connectors. And if we can get one which takes standard AA cells, then that's going to be good. It's a bit more authentic. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to find that, and then we'll get that in there. In the meantime, I am going to put some contact cleaner onto there because that looks pretty naff. I'm going to squirt a bit into there as well. Let me get a tissue first before it goes everywhere. Okay, I'll let that soak in. Good. Okay, progress. And now I'm going to have to give this a bit of a clean in there because it is looking a bit naff. And if you can see here, the there is looking a bit naff as well. That could do with a bit of a clean. It'll just wipe off, I think. Just a damp cloth and bring that up. The circuit board looks great, so I've got to figure out what version this is and what we got on there. In terms of option ROMs, I'm not sure there's much because obviously you've got the expansion things there. There's a ROM in there, but I think some of them were made as specialist ones. I really don't know. That's something I've got to look into. I'm surprised there's nothing else in there, but yeah, I'll look into that, and if it hasn't got loads, I can always add some in. I've got a whole bunch of ROMs knocking about. There is, what is that, 4, 3, 3. Have a look over there. That's right in the way. Look there. There's 3 spare. What's the thing? 3 spare ROM sockets there. So my standard would be, if it wasn't present, I'd have Interword in there or something like that. Have a terminal program and one other. So yeah, definitely there'll be extras in there. Just a bit weird that. Anyway, let's not second guess that too much. We're making progress. Let's make a quick battery clip for the BBC Master. I happen to have a whole bunch of these floating around, and as you can see, this is yeah, it's a lot larger. It will take 6 cells. We only need 3. Anyway, it is what it is. It's still got the nice battery clip. I've got a clip there that I'm going to use. That's the original lead. So how do we do this? So if we populate it with batteries, these batteries are a bit naff, to be honest. Let's have a look. that's the, let me get this battery, get the meter on there so you can see it. So that's that one there. It's only a volt, but it will do. And that one is the other side. I think that's connected through to there. So there's 2 volts. So there's only one and a bit volt a piece. So that bit goes through to there, goes to that bit, which goes onto there. So if we do that and pick it up from the bottom, that's the 2 volts. So that's across those 2 cells there. Okay, so it goes that way, so positive, so negative, sorry, up there, that's connected to there, it goes there, that bit goes to that side. Alright, so in order to get the additional cells, the last cell, if we connect that to that, and then go on to this output here, we should get about 3. Yeah, there we go, 3 volts. So we need to fashion a link between those. So I've got a piece of wire here. Okay. Okay. That side, and then this side goes in there like that. I'm going to try and, this might be a bit tricky, I'm going to try and solder that bit just so. Okay. So if we now check the voltage across there, we should have a 3 volt cell, which we do. That's nice. Alright, so that's good. Next thing, I'm just going to, actually I'll leave those in for now. Next thing is we've got to make this look a bit nicer, so I'm going to use some electrical tape. And I'm going to cover this up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make an effort to try and, you know, make it look a bit nicer, but also secure it. So these things have these little bits there sticking up, and I don't want any of the electrical contacts to be visible. Okay, so not perfect, but not bad. I think that'll suffice actually. I might just put in fact, if I definitely a bit of corrosion on. I'll chop it back a bit more. There's been some corrosion on these wires. It's sort of probably wicked down a little bit. So let's just take a. I've taken a good chunk out of there, but that's a good thing. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's not perfect, but it's better. Okay, let's get this tinned up. And the battery clip under the same thing, because the ends of that are all a bit naff, so it's best to just cut your losses a little bit and okay, make it look good. Then we'll put some heat shrink on it, and that's done. Looks good. And then the next one. So we only need about half this heat shrink. We don't need anything too much. I'm trying to splice it that way, which makes it difficult to do, but it does make for a slightly neater, as long as it doesn't pop off. There you go. Okay. Done. Nice. Now, I know that the end of this connector is a little bit ropey. I did put some contact cleaner down it, but it's not ideal. But I wanted to keep as much of it original as I could. It's about repairing rather than just replacing. Ideally, I'd like to get it out though, so I can rough it up a little bit and make it even nicer. Oof, not coming out easy. There you go. So you see there, that's really quite badly corroded, in fact. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Let me get some more contact cleaner on that. I think the contact edge is going to be okay because it's actually on that one, and there's bright metal on there. Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Just looks a bit naff. Okay, let's put that back in. That's should be a nice little click. There we go. So that's good. We're good to go. So if I put that on there, we'll see this is only at 3 volts, and I need to get some better battery. I think you ruined that. Let's try that again, shall we? Well, I need a bit of wire. That's better. There's that one, and there was a little resistor floating around which I was using the end of. It seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting at the moment, that little resistor. And just decided to hide. Maybe he thought this always works. Right, I've got a bit of wire here. So that goes into there. And where's my probe? Cool. 3 volts. Brilliant. So that's spot on. That's exactly what we need. This is the initial switch on. Just before I do that, I just want to show you the battery bit. So this is the temporary measure. We've got some of the, I've got a pad there, sticky pad. I'm going to use one of those Velcro pads at some point, but this is like a temporary measure. So if I do that and just put it there, that's quite solid. It's good enough for now. With a Velcro pad, it's going to be easier to remove and all the rest of it. Anyway, so I'm going to go over here. Oh, I've got to make sure that's on the right thing. So we're currently on, what are we on? AV3, which is the composite video output. That composite video output there, it's got this, got the phone. It's got the phono bit, but as BBC people know, there's a BNC connector. So I'm doing BNC to phono, and then onto there, and that's fine. But that thing is, it will be mono. There's no colour on there. So what I'm going to do is unplug it from here, turn it on there, and then do that. Make sure that's all good. It's all good. Turn it on. No beeps. That's a shame. Oh dear. I thought this thing was supposed to be working. Oh dear. I heard a bit of a squeak. Let's take this battery connector off. I don't think it's that. All those look okay. Make sure that the sound hasn't been disturbed, no. Okay. Maybe it does need a recap. Try again. It's definitely on. There's no lights on the keyboard. Okay. Let's probe some voltages. Wow, that's big old things, aren't they? Not sure how good that is, that connection. That's probably good enough. Let's put that there. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's on 20 volts. Let's switch it on again. That says 3 volts on there. That is a bit odd. Seems a bit low. 3 volts. And there's another weird click from that. Oh, 5 volts. Does the voltage sort of go up and what? And what's happening there? Does it start at 3 and then go to 5? That's very odd. This is the right way round by the look of it. 0 volts and then 5 volts. That one looks a bit off actually, that one. There's another one down here. Some of them have, that's like a minus. Can't quite see that anyway. Let's try that then. Oh, there's a beep. I don't think it was pushed in properly. Okay, so we've got acorn, moss, but we don't have anything else. I can do a break. So that's what's in. Ah, okay, I got terminal ROM, view, datasheet, DFS and SRAM. Wow, it's got a lot going on in there. But I'm not sure there's a basic ROM. No, I can't do anything. Let's do that. So that's a shift break. Yeah, shift break. Help. Whoops. Star help. Yeah. So I'm in operating system mode at the moment. Okay, well it's not dead. Maybe it's just missing the basic ROM. I don't know whether I can change modes on here because that's a basic command. So I wonder if I do that and do terminal, does it load? I can bloody type. Terminal. Ah, I can't type. Is that a dodgy R key? Yeah, it is, yeah. Right, shift break. Terminal. This is not a language. Yeah, I think it's missing basic. Interesting. Maybe that was removed and put onto a cartridge. That's possible. So I'm going to have to look into that further. Because I would expect there to be basic on there. Other than that, it does seem to be pretty stacked up. Oh, where are those things resident? Let's do this again. So I'm new to the old BBC Master setup. I've been reading online. So apparently, ROM, view sheet, all that kind of stuff is actually built into a larger ROM altogether on the board, which is cool. Basic included. Apparently, because of this now has a real-time clock and CMOS battery, essentially. There's the settings, so CMOS settings. So this has been sat there for a bit. I'm going to power it on. You have to do. In fact, I'm going to do it the other way around because I need to switch that off. There. Switch this on, and then you hold down the R key. It says there. Okay, power up the BBC whilst holding down the R key. Now the R key was a bit dodgy, so hopefully. CMOS RAM reset. Press brake to continue. Right, okay. That's now reset. Well, it's gone to a different mode, different screen mode, which is good. Control D. What's it? It's a computer will reset the command screen. If the command line does not appear, press Control D and brake. Control D and brake. This is not a language. That key is really bad. ROMs. So basic is in there. Can I start basic from there? Yeah, I can. Print. Whoops. A 2 is dicky as well. This keyboard's going to need a bit of sorting out. Okay, so there is basic in there. If I do a now that's working. Okay, that's cool. That was a bit of a weird one. So it was, to recap. So what was it? So you boot it up. Hold down R. In my case, I've got a dodgy R. So hold down R. Switch it on. And then it does CMOS reset. And then, what was it? It was Control D and break. And then I was able to get into basic by typing basic. Next thing is, if I do a shift break, it doesn't want to go into basic automatically. Control D break. This is not a language. That's really weird. Why is that? I wonder what it's waiting for. So you press break like that, you can just go into basic. That's fine, but I wanted to go into basic by default. So I bet if I turn it off and turn it on again, it's going to be the same as it was before. Yeah, it just seems to get stuck there. That's really weird. So what was it? Shift D break. Control D break. This is not a language. If I look at ROMs, I can see that in there. But how do you get it to automatically go into basic? That's really weird. I wonder if it's been set up different. Yeah, but the battery was disconnected, so you'd think it would be back to default. That's very confusing. All this stuff probably worked. Yeah. So there's the editor, built-in editor, which is really cool. Control D break is the only one I can do. And then we'll have a look at that. That is really weird. Okay, I'm going to do some more reading. I haven't got any documentation for the master. I have to look online. Let me do some more digging around. Right, a bit of reading. And it seems like there's a whole, I don't know what you'd call it, whole subset of things you can do. Right, so basic there is ROM C. So there's a paged ROM in there with all this stuff. That's actually in one ROM, just a larger one. It's a 128K ROM, and that one there, ROM C, you can specify. I don't know what any is. So so that's for means configuration. Lang 12. So 12 is C in hex. Okay, so if you're working up there, so 9, 10, 11, 12, going up that way. Apparently that's now set the language to be default. There's other recommendations. I don't actually know what these are, but where? Oh, don't be silly. Oh, spacebar's knackered. What was that? 9. So we're setting the configuration mode 135. I don't know what these are. I have to find out what these all mean. I don't know. It's like typing things randomly. Okay, that's good. So I think that that mode there, that sets the default screen mode when it loads up. The file system. Of course, it's obvious. So the file system there is DFS. So if you had network file system or different file systems, you could load to that by changing the ROM position. And presumably, if you had custom ROMs in there, either in cartridges or in the slots on the board, you could also swap to them. So if I now do a break, control break, there we go, basic. Okay, cool. So that's now working. I don't know whether the CMOS is going to maintain. So let's turn it off. Let's wait a few seconds. Turn it off and on again. Hey! Result. Okay, that's good. That's really cool. So there's yeah, I'm gonna have to do a write up, because you can set the board rate, you can set what floppy you're gonna boot from, all that stuff. It's amazing. It's like if you get a PC, it's like getting sorry, I'm getting excited. It's like getting a BBC sawing a PC in half, welding the two together, and having like a hybrid. This has obviously got more memory, got more capabilities. There's more expansion, and it's got the whole concept of settings and CMOS with a real-time clock. It is absolutely awesome. So there's other bits that I'm going to do, setting the time and everything else. I don't know whether this has the Y2K bug. It might very well do. I think there was a module you could get to fix that. But hey, it's nice to have something. You can just pretend you're in the 1980s or whatever. Not that I really want to go back in time. I like retro stuff, but I'm also a futurist. I like future stuff, you know, and contemporary stuff. So it's all good. It's all a mixture. That's great. That's a right result. So far, it seems to be working, which is brilliant. It needs a massive clean. I mean, if you have a look at this, it's okay. It's physically okay, as in it's not cracked, but it looks disgusting. It's really, really bad. So I'm gonna have to do something with that. It's all yellowed and is just nasty. It's a weird thing, because it actually this plastic on the top has that texture to it, which I really like. And my BBCB, which is absolutely perfect, is textured in that way. But the sides of the master are shiny. I don't like that. It just looks a bit cheap and nasty. But hey, it is what it is. That's a small thing. I need to just clean it up. That's the first thing I want to do, is give it a good clean. The other thing I was thinking about doing, which I didn't realise you could do on BBC Master until I was messing around with it, is that the speaker on the BBC, if I just scroll down, if I just zoom down a bit, so the speaker is attached. I'll turn this off. The speaker is attached to this little caddy and attached to the board there, right? Which is great, and the speaker works. I mean, it's loud. The BBC and this one is loud, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think what you can easily do is disconnect that, and then actually bring out audio onto the back here. So for an ordinary telly, you could have the composite or RGB, and then you could have a separate feed for audio, which is absolutely brilliant. So I think what I might do is look to do the composite video mod, where you can get it to output. And actually, you know what? I didn't actually test that. Is it possible? Let's just test this, because the BBC-B by default it's monochromatic out of the back of the BNC connector. It's not. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Maybe this is dicky. Let's turn this round. That connector was a bit dodgy. I might need to be reset again. What was it? Do that, and then ROM. Oh dear. Shift D that. That one. I wonder if it worked like that. So basic. What was it again? 12, wasn't it? Yeah, 12. So yeah. No. I need to hold the R down again. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe it's just broke. press brake to continue. Okay, that's better. And then we're going to go to Control D brake, Shift D brake, or D brake. Okay. CN basic 12. Ah. See, no, that's frozen. Control D brake. That is right, isn't it? CN dot basic 12, and then when I do it, it was actually frozen there. Oh no! Wow, that's not good. Yeah, it's not. I can't do that in basic. The basic is now in there. This is not a language. Oh no! Golden brake. That is definitely there. CN. Was wow, that's not happy. It's almost as if the CMOS is corrupted somehow. It can't write to it. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was working. Damn. Let's do this. Maybe it has written it. Okay, and then we turn it off. We wait a bit. I didn't wait long enough, did I, on the power up? I got too excited. Yeah. Maybe this connector is right. R for reset. CMOS. Oh, that's in. That's how. Has that maintained the screen mode that I put in earlier? Brake. Okay. Control D brake. CN basic 12. Nope. Shift brake. Wow. That's not happy, is it? I wonder what's going on. It seems to be behaving as if there's no CMOS at all. CMOS battery at all. Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to basic if I do that. That's just rubbish. Might need some more investigation. So I'm a little bit stuck. I can go through the reset procedure. R key, turn it on. Says it's going to reset. Press brake. Fine. Okay. Well, Control D brake brings that up. Then you can start setting the config. Basic 12, but then it hangs, and I can't do anything else. It's just sat there. So I don't know what it's doing. CMOS corrupted or something. I think the CMOS battery is working. Help! I've read online and I've done the things that you're supposed to do, but I don't know why it's behaving that way. All of the power connectors look solid. I mean, other than that, it's I can type. It's working alright, you know, but it's just not. It's not. I can't set the CMOS, which is a real problem because you know you can't set the. Well, it just doesn't work. You know, if I do a reset like that, it's not right. Mode 135 was the other one. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I type, it just it goes funny. So any help would be appreciated because I'm a little bit stuck. Alright, well, I'll see you next time. Cheers.